Welcome into another edition of Electric TV, supplying information and entertainment about the electrical construction industry, powered by the NECA IBEW team. As always, I'm your host, Dominic Giratano. Thank you for making ETV a part of your day. In this segment, we'll look at how Schneider Electric manufactures their Square D load centers, and how this process, this product, and the NECA IBEW team are coming together to educate and train the next generation of electricians and technicians to use industry-leading products and services, so your jobs continue to be delivered on time and on budget from coast to coast. A career in electrical construction doesn't just happen overnight. A career in electrical construction indicates many years of experience, expertise, and perhaps most importantly, excellence. Members of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers and their management allies in the National Electrical Contractors Association embody these values and have for more than 100 years. Their training is perhaps the single biggest reason why customers continue to use their services here in America, training which is made possible by some of the industry's top manufacturers, one of them being Schneider Electric.
At Schneider Electric, we are the global energy management specialists. Energy is becoming a more critical factor in our world today. Energy consumption will double by the year 2050. Our company intent is to allow our customers, our people, do more while consuming less. Being able to train our future installers of equipment, through this platinum sponsorship with NECA IBEW is just a very good opportunity for the group.
We work through this program to allow our students and our installers to be exposed to products from the leading manufacturers and the industry-leading manufacturers like Schneider Electric.
Training is very critical because things are changing. Every day there's a new piece of software or a new way to deliver communications.
The industry is continuing to change. It's continuing to go further and further, but the classroom hours aren't changing. So we're having to get more and more things in the standard same amount of time. We have to get more productive in that time in how we train in that time. So blended learning is allowing the students to do some of the classwork outside of the classroom so that when we're in the classroom, we can minimize the time that's actually in a lecture standpoint and move out into the lab like we are here, where our students learn better. They're hands-on learners. So blended learning is making it easier for them to get to that lab time that they crave.
And having the opportunity to train with a Square D load center when students are in their labs is taking electrical education to the next level. As apprentices and students are learning to install the Square D load center, let's go to the Schneider Electric plant in Lexington, Kentucky to see how they're made. There are 4 major processes used: fabrication of the enclosures and covers, molding of the interior components, stamping and plating of the conductive materials, lastly, final assembly and packaging. Fabrication begins through a process called stamping. Cold-rolled galvanized steel is fed through vertical multi-ton presses that shape and form the enclosure of the load center. Each press has exterior sensors designed to protect employees' safety during operation. It's just one of many safety precautions built in to the process here in Lexington.
Delivering a safe product is paramount, and it's what has led Schneider Electric and through brands like Square D and APC to gain that brand recognition of being a safe, reliable product.
Once stamped, the side walls are formed and the end walls are mechanically welded to the foundation. They're then loaded onto a power and free material handling conveyor system, Schneider Electric exclusive production process that monitors and prioritizes each part via a sophisticated computerized RFID tag system. As the parts make their way to the electro-coating process, painting by any other name. Schneider employs a 7-stage pre-treatment system that first washes the steel, treats it with a phosphate rinse, dips it underneath 20,000 gallons of gray paint into an anodic electro-coating process. Continuously monitored the entire way from the control room, voltage is then applied to each part, providing an instant electrical adhesion of the paint to the steel. And Schneider doesn't stop there. Square D load centers are completed with the interior base components and bus bars. Thermoplastic pellets are vacuum fed into molds, heated to a liquid, and injected into molds with machines like the 500-ton injection molder to make base parts, door latches, and filler plates. Once a coolant cools them down to harden them for them to be ejected from the mold. Schneider's interiors also include aluminum and copper bus bars, which are also stamped in a similar fashion as the boxes and covers, but rather than being painted, they're plated with tin through a series of solution baths. The rack line, supported by a copper carrier, places an electrical currents on the parts when it's dipped into the baths, cleaning, then plating the tin to the bars, allowing for improved resistance to corrosion, thus improving electrical conductivity and ultimately making the Square D products last longer. The stamped and painted boxes then are fed to operators on each line who manually insert the interiors while keeping a watchful eye to the build instructions and production pictures or blueprints at each station. Computerized inspectors scan for critical components, making sure all parts are included and installed as designed. Assembled devices and covers are then conveyed to the automated packaging and labeling station, where a carton is formed and glued around the device. On-demand labels are added and applied as it moves along to the palletizer. After wrapping, they're loaded onto trailers for distribution to customers worldwide. There are NECA IBEW training centers in 300 locations in the United States, and thanks to this new Platinum sponsorship, students are using Square D load centers in class. The same load center they'll install on the job. Blended with online learning combines to make this new breed of electrician and technician. Smarter and more efficient, and no additional cost to you, the construction owner or end user. In case you want to learn more about blended learning, we briefly touched on it in this story, but we have a story already loaded on ETV. Just search for blended learning on the website, and it'll queue up instantly for you. Thanks for your time and attention today, and thanks to Schneider Electric for access to their Lexington, Kentucky plant, where their Square D products are made. Follow us and Schneider Electric on Twitter. That's @ElectricTV and @SchneiderNA. Also check out our Facebook page for story extras, and as always, have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next time.